Well, today is a good day because I've opened these doors and all I can smell is solvent glue, not that I'm a glue sniffer, and new carpet. And there's no bubbling or nothing. It's just ready to go now. So what I'm going to do is get my shelving units built. So I'm going to be working outside today, I think. Get my shelving units built to put in here. A little bit of adjustment on that little wall, felt wall thing there. A little adjustment on that. Looks like it needs to come down a tad. But yeah, I've got everything I need to do this now and no problem, so straight into it. So my original battery box, which held 3 batteries, now split into 2, and one half is there and one half is here. So this will hold 2 batteries, that will hold 1 battery. This is my original shelf, which I've chopped down in every direction just to get it to fit in better. And this battery box here will go in between here, and that one will go on the end here. So what I'm going to do now is just going to apply this 4-way stretch vinyl. Hold up. Top box there, battery box, and that'll just go on like that, and I can make something to fasten it down with. Okay, right, I'm going to rip that off I think and do it again. I've got some more material, so I'd like it to be a little bit neater. Okay. You know, I'm just redoing the battery box, the long one. I've removed the other stuff because it just looked a mess basically. So I'm going to redo it. I've got more of this material left, and I've done the lid here. That's ready to go back on. But yeah, this thing it's almost brought a little tear to my eye is I've got this out of the bag, and it's got dog hairs in it from our little Rambo who passed away. I want to say this year, then it passed away last year in May, bless him. He's got his little dog hairs on there. Don't want to take them off really. Ah well, you know. Right, I'm gonna cut that down and do the other battery box. Right, where am I at with the van today? So yesterday I worked outside because the sun was shining. It was quite nice having the sun on my back, but it did drop cold in the evening, and it's cold out there today, so I'll put the van back in the garage and I'm going to show you what I've done with it so far. Right, so I've got the seating at the moment and I'm building all my shelving here. It's not bolted in at the moment, it's just mocked together, and I'll bolt it in once I've done the electrics. So I'm working on a table. I've done a cutout there because the table's going to go there, which pulls out. I'm going to put some drawers and maybe a cupboard on that side. What I need to do is make sure that this is square. That's got carpet on there, so I need to... Let's have a look, what can I do here to measure it up? I'll push pressure on there. So we've got 4... I want it to be 455. It's 453 to be exact. In the middle 453. 453 there, that is square. Excellent. 453. Right, so this needs to be perfectly square. This is not square, then when I put my table in, there's going to be gaps, so it's going to get trapped. So I'm happy with that. It's quite square, so make sure it's good here as well. 5, 4, 6 to be exact in the middle. Ooh, 5, 4, 6. Let's have a look, is it? Oh, that's 5, 4, 5. And that's 5, 4, 6.5, I'd say. And that's 5, 4, 7. So we've got a slight slope on this side. Not to worry about that actually. I've got a door open and it's absolutely freezing. It's making my nose run. Not good, but you know. Look at that. Look at that. I'll give you a closer look in a minute. Absolute perfection. Cut to perfection. Lovely. Looks like a fridge door, doesn't it? Right, so I've cut my piece out and I've just had to carefully at an angle shave a little bit off this end. You can see my little pencil line there, look. And I've shaved it off with great accuracy. That is spot on. I put my little wedges under here just to get that gap right. Now I'm just going to sand these edges down and I'm going to drill up for my brackets to open and close it. I think I'll put perhaps a little handle on here so I can lift it up. Then I need a little locking button thing inside there on the battery box to secure it, and then I can make my little shelf in here to push that out. It's all coming along fine. I'm working on the floor today because all my benches are just full of crap and I need to get them cleared out. I'm a little bit poorly because it's cold and I'm not working very well. However, so this is my countertop which I've removed from the van and I've flipped upside down because I'm making the table, the retractable table, I'm fitting it. And I'm using these cupboard door hinges to fit it on. Now, they're not very easy to fit on actually. It's okay when you get a cupboard from IKEA or something like that and everything's marked out for you, so I've got to make these the best I can. So I made this little jig to cut out my holes with my hole saw, and I had to remove the drill so I don't go through it. So I've got that ready to go in there, which will be starting in a minute. I've used this donor piece here just to, that's my shoes creaking, I'm not farting. I've used this donor piece here just to simulate the countertop when it opens and closes. Right, so that took a lot of fiddling around. I really don't like working like this. It's very unprofessional of me. I've gone from professional to unprofessional. Anyway, like an absolute plonker. I don't know why I drilled an extra hole there. It doesn't matter. You'll get covered up, but I don't know why I drilled an extra one, knowing that the table is only this wide. So obviously that's needs securing. It's all mocked up, so it shuts as it should. That's how it's going to work. It took me a while just to get my head around where to put these, but they are fully adjustable. You can adjust them here and here, so I'm not too worried about that. They should be alright. I can also move them sideways if I need be. So I'm going to fit this in the van now and see if it's lined up, and just put a few pencil marks here and there just to make sure it is where it needs to be. Right, okay. This works lovely and smooth. I haven't got a handle like it, but look at that. No adjusting whatsoever. Sits in there perfect. That is perfection. Precision engineering in rough conditions, but look at that. I'm really happy. Could sit here and open and close the table all day. So my options here, just put my foot in the way. I could have had a fold down leg which drops there, which would make things quite simple. I'm not really ruling that out yet, but you don't want it in the way when you've got your legs here when you're sat in the chair, but it would make it really stable. Or under here, I'm thinking of making something that when I open it, push it like that and it slides and locks it into position. And obviously when you want to retract the table, pull it out like that and the table should drop. It's a soft close one. It should drop back down there. Right, so I'm finishing the table today, hopefully. What I've done, I've decided what I'm going to do for my pole thing to hold the table up, and I've thought about it long and hard, see what's stable enough. I've made this little chock block thing there for the pole to sit inside like that. So that will stick in there. Basically, I've got my hole saw drill, and I've cut out many pieces, about 3 or 4 pieces of this plywood. I've drilled through each one, I've stuck it on the pole, screwed them together so it compacts them with some wood glue, Evo stick by the way, and then that's screwed directly onto there. So I put some body fill around it. I'll just put a little layer of paint truck bed liner on there, because that's what I'm going to do. I've decided my surface of my table is not going to have the stainless wrap on it. It's going to have truck bed liner, because I don't want this getting damaged, and then this will be more tough for anything I'm putting on there. So I've given it a sand down. I put body fill all the way around there because this is like chipboard basically. It's going to have a rough edge to it, so when I paint it, it could fray and damage. So what I've done, I've put body filler on there just to seal it all up. I might give it another little sand on that edge there, I don't know yet. So what I'm going to do is paint this side, paint the edges, then I'll flip it over when that's cured, and I'll paint the underside of it, and it should be done. I'm going to cut my table leg thing out today. I've got some of that tubing over there in the van, and then I'm going to have a massive tidy up in here, because it's a right dump, and there's stuff all over the place, and I'm in between other little jobs as well I'm doing. So I'm going to have a massive tidy up, I think, while that's curing, and then I can move on. The fridge should be arriving today, I think it is, so hopefully I'll get some more cutting done. It's going to be a long day. Anyway, right, I'm going to crack on with that. Paint it. Alright, electrics. So I'm onto my electrics now. I shouldn't be doing electrics yet, but because I'm waiting for the paint to dry on the table, I decided I need to do the electrics before I start fitting anything else. Okay, so everything's still loose at the moment. It's going to get bolted down. I've got my power inverter plumbed in. My little fuse board there, which is going to get mounted. I was going to mount it there, but I want to put it there so it's out of sight. Got my split charger still in, power split charger, which is going to go behind here. Behind there, just so I can get to it. And my solar charger, that will go somewhere else, I believe. I may put that at the back somewhere. I don't really need it in here, although I could put it there because it's got USB charge as well, and I could also monitor the battery voltage, so I may put that there actually, just like that. So let's get to it. Right, we're in. So I'm going to put my solar charger in just down there like that. I'll screw it in a minute. And then I'm going to start drilling some holes to run my wiring in and get it plumbed in basically. So I'll strip this away, run all my wiring in, and then I'll fit this back, terminate it all, test it before I seal things up. Boy, has it been a long week. It's been a long week getting my head around all this lot, so it's not difficult. It's just trying to make sure I've got everything where it needs to go, and I've got enough wiring here, enough circuits for future reference as well. So some of these circuits I've got on here, which I'll terminate, are not going to anything. It's just basically blank wire going into the rooftop, so it'll be unfused until I use it for something, because I just do not want to be pulling this off again, taking it all apart to run anything extra. So I've tried to cover all that. So I've got my shelf to fit here. I finished my shelf off to fit the shelf off here, and then I've got to terminate this wiring to the charger, and that's my solar there. I will get a probably better solar charger, because that's, I think it's maximum 30 amps is that, which is quite significant, but I prefer it to go higher just for future reference. So yeah, I've made a little door on there, which I'll put a latch on it, and I've got my earth, you just see it, my earth wire's terminated, sorry it's dark. I may just run another little spare cable and leave it dangling in here somewhere, coiled. Yeah, so got my leads here to go to the battery. Got the trigger wire from the ignition to find and terminate that as well. Got my breakers here, which all work. Everything's fused and got breakers on it. It's all good to go. I'm well due for a coffee and a sandwich or something, so I'm going to have a little bit of a lunch break. But first of all, I'll show you what I've got up to so far. I've filled up my my power board, fuse board, whatever you want to call it. I've filled that up, and like I said earlier, not all of these are in use, because obviously only a certain number of these have got fuses in. But I've thought about what I may want in the van in the future, and I've run some different wire. You can see different lengths, say 1.5 mil and 2.5 and so on. I've run all the wiring. I've coiled some wiring up just in there, and I've run some extra wiring down here. I'm going to neaten all this up, tidy up, because I don't want to leave it all hanging like that. So I'm terminating the plugs now. I'm going to put some plugs on site on those. My earth leads, every connector is soldered. These won't be soldered obviously because I'm going to do a plug, but every other connector with an eye on it is soldered, crimped and soldered to give some best contact there. Got some more wiring I've run round, which I'm going to continue and put over here. Got this socket, was a double socket originally. I've changed it to a single one now. I'm putting a double one over here when I get the fridge in. I've run some wiring which is left loose there, you can see that. That's going to get terminated to another one of these blocks, so I can use that in the future for any extra lights I want to put on it. I'm going to make a battery box for that, and then when I've done all this, my shelving, got it all put away, I will then work on this side and get on my fridge plumbed in, stuff like that. So I've had a little bit of a tidy up, but my gosh, I'm just cutting wires and throwing them over my shoulder out of the van. So I've made this top for my, it looks quite cool, doesn't it? This is the shelf now, so I've made it, it's a lot more rigid and secure. I've bolted it together better. It's ready to go in right now. I've got a couple of little cheeky lights under there, which I'm going to plug in a minute. Got my cup holder for beer or coffee. I'm going to secure that in there. I've used this stainless steel vinyl wrap. I'm not really good at wrapping, okay? I'm not really good at wrapping, but it's not a bad job on there. It looks pretty cool, that, doesn't it? The problem is with this stuff, it's really difficult to put on, but it scratches very easy, and it looks better on camera than it does with a human eye. There's a bubble there, but that's just because there's a hole underneath it. I can't do anything about that. I thought it would cover it and not to cause me a problem. But what I've done, I've cut some of this old backing board for what was the leftovers from the wardrobe. I've cut it and wrapped it and just spray glued that on top. I may or may not change that in the future. I think I may put carbon fibre wrap on that instead. I'm quite good at putting carbon fibre wrap on it. It's a lot easier than this stuff. But this just scratches pretty easy, and it doesn't stick down that well. So anyway, enough of that. Put this rubber end trim stuff on there. It's pretty good. It wants to wipe down the more. It's 3M rubber end trim, 15mm. It's pretty good actually. It goes on better than I thought. I actually thought this stuff would just simply eventually peel off, but it's not. It sticks down pretty well, better than I thought it would. I put some on there just to protect that edge when my inverter goes. Yeah, so I'm going to get back in the van now and get terminating, and hopefully I'll see the end of this soon. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right. So I'm ready to wrap my unit now to put my fridge and stuff in, what have you. So I've marked up behind here where any additional wiring and plugs are going to go. So I'm going to put a switch on here and wiring going to come out of there. I've marked up underneath here where another fuse ball is going to go. No lights in there, mate, so you can't see that. I will put lights in here. I'm going to put a switch on the outside. I want the electrics to be kind of hidden if I possibly can. I think I will put a switch to this side here. I'm going to put my 2-gang plug socket there, and my fridge is obviously going to go in here. I've got a spare little cubbyhole, little storage compartment up there as well. I've made some clearance because I'm going to put some roof boards on here when I do the ceiling, so I don't want that to go fully to the roof. Yep, that's all ready to go. So I'm going to grab that out now, strip it down, and get it ready for wrapping, vinyl wrapping. And my shelf is all there, ready to go here on my shelf. So and the cup holder, I'm forgetting about that. I need to put the cup holder thing in today. Okay, floor's been swept. Let's get wrapping. Right. Okay, so I need to cut round here and cut across here as well. Like that in there. Okay. Yeah, so when I'm rubbing across it like this, trying to get it printed down, it just seems to be starting to come away. I'm not impressed with this stuff at all. I'll not put a link to this stuff. I'll put a link to it, and you avoid it. Okay. I'm very eager to see how this is looking so far, and I'm quite happy with it. I'm not happy with this material at all. Really, I'm disappointed in it because it looks like it's damaging already. It's not good to say I'm going to be going motocrossing and stuff like that. The other stuff was far greater. I'm going to try and find out hopefully where I can get this other stuff from. It just feels better when I put it on as well. So anyway, without moaning, I've got to take that off now. Get the carpet tiles fitted inside, run the wiring, stuff like that. I'm going to have a break and come back at it tomorrow now. But I'm quite happy where that's going. Looks quite good, doesn't it? Well, it'll look better when it's finished, that's for sure. Right, let's go. Let's get out of here. Get out of here, come back to it tomorrow. Lock up. Right.